Learning how to pray is one of the most confusing things that we sometimes have in our faith, in our Catholic faith. Do you ever feel like this?
She don't see us? You see me?
Yeah. Yes, I see you. You see me?
Hell yeah, I see you. Both of us.
Welcome to our new series. The name of this series is Surge. Today, our night is called Source. What is prayer? So, what is prayer? Prayer is the foundation of our relationship with God. It's called Source because this relationship that we have has a beginning and it has a way. And our way to God is our prayer life. Prayer is a type of communication. Again, it's the source that we get to God. And I call it a type of communication because when you have a good communication, you think of like, I say something and you reply back. Well, with God, things don't work that way. When you talk to God, He's not going to give you an answer right away. Or maybe He's not going to give you an answer the way we humans get answers. We communicate in different ways. Some people communicate by dancing. Others communicate by their art. Others communicate by singing, with their body language. You know, some people by signs. The way that we communicate with God is through prayer. But it's not a communication. It's actually a communion. Prayer is a communion, becoming one with God. That is what prayer is. And it's confusing. I get it. Because when we start praying, you know, whether we're praying the Our Father or we're saying it from our heart, we feel silly. We feel that we're talking to a wall. We're talking to a tree, if you're in nature, like I am right now, that you're talking to no one, and who is listening, right? It's kind of silly, but it feels silly, but it's not. I mean, if we think about it, everything has a foundation in our world. Everything has different steps, and different things happen before other things happen. For example, if you are driving around town and you see this car pull next to a pole, and you see this person driving talking to the pole, you might think, well, that person is kind of silly. What is he doing? Is he crazy? But then you take a step back and you realize that that pole is part of a restaurant. It has a speaker, and the driver is placing an order for a drive-through order. So, okay, it makes sense, right? You pull back and you realize. Now you're used to seeing that, so then you wouldn't question that. But we're not very used to seeing people pray. And when we do, we actually kind of laugh at them sometimes because we don't understand yet. Jesus, when He was a human like you and I, when He became incarnate, meaning He became human and walked this earth like you and I, He talked to His Father through prayer. And as He taught His friends, His disciples, He would always tell them, talk to your Father, pray to your Father. So Jesus encourages us to talk to the Father through prayer. It's not easy, you know. We're not born knowing this. We all have that desire to connect with God in our hearts because He is our creator. So we want to connect to that one that created us. So we have that desire in our heart, but we need to learn, just like everything else. So I encourage you that during this series, you open your heart and you take baby steps. That we all take baby steps. That we just take a couple more minutes each day to talk to God, to communicate with Him, to become one with Him. So I encourage you to not give up, to walk with us, to stick around, to come back every week, to take the challenges that we're giving you. And I promise you that little by little, baby step by baby step, you're going to get closer to God, and you're going to understand prayer, and it's going to become your most sacred and go-to weapon for good and for bad. You're going to want to pray. So enjoy the series, and we'll see you when we see you. God bless.